Morning everyone, and welcome to today's trading analysis on the 7th of December 2021. I did think of making a little bit more of a positive analysis today, just because I am still a long-term bull, and I was thinking this morning, what am I going to do? And I'm going to just look at some of the bullish signs that's out there, because there's been a lot of bearish signs, and well, we shouldn't ignore the bearish signs, but let's just look at the bull signs today. I'll point out some of the bear signs as well. So if we go to the weekly scale, say that we clearly made a marginally higher high on the weekly scale and then got rejected. And unfortunately, we broke through this 21 moving average. That is a terrible thing to have happened. And you can see that in the past, when that has happened, we stayed down below the 21 moving average for quite some time. So what we really need is for Bitcoin to move above the 21 moving average, which is $53,000 or $52,500, and close above that. If that can happen, that would be pretty bullish, especially with this massive wick to the downside. That would actually have been a fantastic knife catching opportunity for those that had the capacity at the time. The daily scale, Bitcoin did find support on the 200-day moving average. You can also see that the RSI is now at the bottom, and it has also been at the close to the bottom on the previous low, and then close to the bottom there. And what's great about this is you can see that this low is slightly lower than those. Therefore, it's also forming a little bit of a divergence, so making a higher low with a lower low on the RSI. The funding rate has gone negative, which is fantastic. We can see that when the funding rate is negative, we are near the bottoms normally. But I think this is enough for the price to push up at least to the areas that we wanted to. Looking at XRP, on the weekly scale, you can see that it made 3 lows since the COVID drop. This is the SEC announcement, Elon Musk's tweet, and I don't even know what we call this last part. You can see that each time you had very long wicks to the bottom, and the RSI went into this range, which is 40 on the weekly scale. You can also see that the stochastic went oversold during this period. So this is an indication for us that if we're not at the bottom, we are close to a bottom, and this could be a good place for you to start accumulating. On the daily scale, you can see that the RSI is also in this oversold positions with the stochastic matching this. You can see that every time it does hit this areas, that this would be a buy zone. You can argue that there was two buy areas in this zone, and you can see that whether you bought there or there wouldn't have really mattered. You would have just had to hold on during this period. So right now, this is a better buying opportunity than a selling opportunity. On the 4-hour scale on XRP, you can see exactly the same. See XRP is starting to wind up in a sort of ascending triangle. If this ascending triangle does play out, the target would be back above the 200-day moving average, which is $1. This is exactly what we want to get back into contention, or back into the place where we need it to be. The US dollar target is still up there, which is the pressure that I was talking about on crypto. I'm still hoping at this stage that the US dollar would pull back to this neckline area, so that it will give crypto enough room to pump back up to the levels that we wanted it to be. And on the futures market, or on the stock exchange, you can see that on the daily scale, it's now formed a green 2, which is great on the daily scale. If this green 2 can go above the green 1 from yesterday, that would be a buy signal on the stock market, on the S&P. So let's hope that all these signals are starting to play out and that we have a positive December. On the bot trading front, the settings for me, I have moved my settings a bit wider. I've went for the 30-minute 20 RSI buy and an 80 RSI sell. I did have quite a bit of buy orders sitting here at 30 RSI buy, which got activated pretty early. So what I have done is I've edited those settings and moved those settings up to 80 RSI sell, because I didn't want to take a loss. That was just me. So right now I would have been in a selling position during this period, and that's not something I would have wanted to do. So I'm hoping that the price comes back to this area and hit 80 there by the time it activates, and at least I don't sustain any losses, and then from there we can continue trading. As you can see, Bitcoin versus XRP dropped way more than Bitcoin during this drop. It also recovered faster, and now it is still in this descending triangle, and hopefully XRP can break out and do what I was expecting it to do. This is a difficult period to be trading. It's always difficult to buy in these periods when there's a lot of FUD and negative things going around, especially if you were like me that were already in. I was already in at these areas, so I didn't have anything to buy. So I do feel aggrieved with my own strategies. I shouldn't have ridden it all the way down. I should have sold some on the way down, but I didn't. I did say to some people that I would be riding it down. I don't care. But the reason was I didn't care because I didn't expect the drop to be this intense. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and follow us on Twitter. Thank you very much.